What things really make you cringe? When people post selfies of them crying. No joke. My friend's sister posted crying selfies of her and her kids when they had their dog put to sleep. With the dead dog. Like, that's a private moment of grief, not a selfie opportunity. My brother-in-law. The way he tries to flirt with anything with a pair of and is 2 decades younger than he is. Mostly female servers at restaurants. He treats male servers like. He tries to touch their hair or their shoulders without permission and makes the lamest jokes that no one ever laughs at except for him. The man hasn't shaved in years and from the smell of it probably doesn't bathe as often as he should either. He smells like dog and burritos. I married his twin brother. I feel like I married the name brand version and his brother is the dollar store version. People who post vague status updates on social media. Such as, the most horrible thing just happened to me. Without providing any context. It's a cheap way for people to fish for attention. And it creates unnecessary worry for the people who care about them. Extreme self-delusion. Usually it's funny enough to make up for it. But sometimes it's just so sad to see somebody who can't accept reality. When I remember that I did the "I do have a boyfriend. He just goes to another school" thing. Those videos of guys trying really hard to be biting their lips and looking down and brushing their hair back. They make me cringe so hard. My face when I see it on video. I consider myself a good-looking gal. But when I see my face on videos I look absolutely different from what I look in mirrors and pictures, whether selfies or that others take. Looking like a squirrel fish. Every time I am in a group of people. I always say the wrong thing and they look at me like I have 3 heads and a growing out of my forehead. Early teen me. So many cringy stuff I did. I hope all of my old friends have forgotten about me. Seeing an adult complaint like a child to waiters, cashiers, etc. When people film themselves doing something really generous and heartfelt for someone in dire need, e.g. a homeless person. Mate. Give them the money or the food or whatever. And get on with your life. I cringe at how that person must feel to have a camera or phone shoved in their face while they're accepting someone's shallow charity. I'm glad the person in need benefits, but I can't bear to watch them. People who always talk about smoking pot. You smoke, that's cool. I used to, but Jesus, if drugs are your personality you might have a problem. Also TikTok cringe compilations. It's hard to find a good cringe compilation, but the TikTok ones are so hard to watch. Second-hand embarrassment. It makes me physically ill. Someone obviously showing off at doing something when they're not that good at it really gets to me. The worst is when someone is singing along to a song. But instead of just vibing and singing for their own pleasure, they're looking around to make sure that other people are watching them sing. It's the worst. Just to be clear, doing something badly just because you enjoy it is encouraged and celebrated. You should see me on a dance floor. It's like an epileptic octopus. It's when the person doing it thinks they're good at it and has that smugness or attitude and is doing it for praise from other people. But they're not actually good at that thing. Watching the auditions for X Factor makes me feel sick. Shared couple Facebook accounts. Specifically where they use "in" as the middle name. Any story about someone having a birthday party and no one shows up. It happened to my little brother when we were kids and I've been scarred from it since. People dying, abuse, grief, loss, horror etc. does not elicit the same emotional upset I get when I hear those kind of birthday stories. Edit. Why are you all responding with stories that devastate me, man? Y'all edit too. All of you are upsetting me. This. People who overshare for attention on social media. Mainly Instagram. I can't stand someone just talking about themselves to a camera like the entire world needs to know what they are doing every minute of the day. People commenting what they want to do to girls on their Gone Wild posts. You see people commenting on a girl with her full breakfast out saying, "I'd have you dripping like a runny egg sandwich," and it's painful to read. Similar to video comments where at least some of them are funny. When I'm getting my hair cut and the clippers get near my right ear. The entire right side of my head gets extremely tingly and my back reflexively cringes away. It's like ASMR on super steroids. In a drama performance. I had to blow a kiss into the crowd and accidentally did it to a teacher by accident, and following up I did the "call me" hand gestures. People shooting down ideas when they've asked for help. It angers me, but it also just really makes me uncomfortable. A guy sending meme after meme to a chat group. And no one responding. Like ever. My dad had to get a shot in his eyeball the other day. He was telling me about it over the phone. I'm cringing now just rethinking about it. When the super rich try to relate to ordinary people. It just comes across as so fake. Touching something that shouldn't be where I have my hand. Doesn't matter what it is. And/or how it feels. It especially happens if I'm doing the dishes and I touch a large chunk of tomato sauce that wasn't thrown into the food bin. The time I thought I was being mature about sexuality and kept trying to tell my friends that they shouldn't be afraid of masturbation. That everyone does it. And girls do it too. Hey everyone, let's all tell our masturbation stories. I was 13 at the time. Oh God. And now I remember the time I somehow managed to bring using saliva as lube for during a conversation. Why did you make me remember all this? Please end me like I ended my social status in school. It makes me cringe when people cringe at things I find completely normal. Like it makes them seem too uptight or uncomfortable with themselves, and then it makes me uncomfortable. Edit. Wow, my first award ever. Thanks. People who talk about, oh I am so ugly, when they're literally the most attractive person in the room, clearly just so people would compliment them. This doesn't go for looks only but for skills too. When people make a scene. For any reason. Especially if I am associated with them right there. Brings on a tidal wave of anxiety and embarrassment. When people break bones in videos. And they just stare at it in shock. 12 FCKIN-year-old lil kids swearing. By far the most cringy thing ever. When people intentionally put themselves in situations, good or bad, and then turn around and act as if their life is totally spontaneous and just happens to them. I have a friend like this and have watched him plan a whole scenario in his head and then execute it. He then turns around and acts like it was the element of surprise. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense, because nothing makes my eyes roll harder than this. Teenagers. I'm a teenager. By the way. Guilt tripping. I've been around, survived too many narcissists to allow it. Related. Having to witness people continue to fall for narcissistic behavior. Not being able to explain that this perfect friend of yours is actually just a master manipulator. Oh. And mega Karens. That whole he's my king. She's my queen thing. Seems really fake and weird. My own voice. Face. Appearance. And my old YouTube channel that should have been annihilated to oblivion like years ago. Oh, and also. Touching textbook pages with semi-wet hands. The hate bandwagon. It's painful seeing people hate on a fandom because they saw the small percentage of the part that's bad. They think they know everything because they watched a filthy Frank video. Myself 99.5% of the time. I am anxiety. When guys hit on women in public. That clearly don't want to be bothered. When a decent-looking girl posts a pic on Instagram. Read the comments. I can't look away. But it is a cringe factor of 10 every time. Edit. On any social platform. That sound styrofoam makes when you break it. It like screams. It's awful. Litter on the ground when the trash can is right next to the item. Like how the did you not throw away the trash properly? When a person is counting their cash. Lick their fingers. Continue counting. Lick them again. Money is filthy. So gross. Hearing wait staff singing happy birthday to someone. Double cringe if it's to an adult. People chewing loudly. Mouth open. While talking. Don't do that. Phony acting in commercials or poor quality. Local commercials really make me grind my teeth and moan in frustration. TikTok. Fortnite dances. Juuling. Etc. Edit. Underage high school juuling, to be cool, not referring to people using it instead of cigarettes. Coronavirus conspiracies that end with stating Trump is a time traveler. And the friends who said we were too liberal to understand. FYI, my favorite conspiracy is that the pandemic is a cover-up so the government can charge up all their drones because all birds are actually just drones. My first kiss. I was really inexperienced and told her beforehand. I asked her to just do a little lip peck because I had no clue how the whole tongue kissing worked. She went for a full-blown kiss. And I had my teeth together. Her tongue looking for a way into my mouth but ultimately ending up just going up my teeth is a feeling that I will never forget. Just writing this out. I'm sweating and shivering at how that was. When like people like say like too many like times when they like talk. Edit. Like OMG. Like I totally did not like totally expect to like get like so many like up votes and like MSNTS. Like thank you so much guys. No seriously guys. I can't thank y'all enough. I am very grateful. I never thought this comment would get so much attention.